So we saw a trajectory for EEPROM and Flash where they, when in terms of revenues, for instance, they crossed in the early 90s. So this is perhaps a question for Ali. When do you think NAND Flash and some of the disruptive alternatives, when would they cross paths, or cross trajectories?
I'm sorry, with what?
Alternative NAND will get cheaper compared to NAND.
I'm sorry. Are there?
Alternative memories become mainstream and start replacing NAND Flash? What do you think?
Yeah, I see. None of those. Not in my lifetime. And I'm pretty healthy.
There are real technical reasons for that, and if you're interested, I can explain to you. But the manufacturing, first of all, none of those are really feasible to make a real memory. Point number one. Point number two, even if they work, the manufacturing cost will be so high they will never catch up with NAND. So NAND will be the technology. I don't see anything replacing NAND forever. In the sense that, to me, NAND is like the oil. That's what I tell people of the oil. People would like to replace it. They have this fancy wind and all that. But still, oil is a basic energy source working. NAND was the basic memory storage source for forever. The others may nip, or the niches may performance, like this 3D cross points of performance. But the cost-wise, I don't see anything that will replace NAND.
Let me just say, I think the question should be, when is NAND going to replace hard disk drive and DRAM to a large extent? Not all DRAM, but NAND Flash is already more than 10 times cheaper per bit than DRAM, and new NAND architectures are giving you much faster access, latency that is much, much better. But I do think that there is definitely room to the question, about these very high speed and high endurance memory that is actually cheaper than SRAM, or cheaper than DRAM, but not as cheap as NAND. The beauty of NAND is that as it keeps scaling, it is becoming free memory, essentially free memory. And if you look at it, you look at the cloud, you get all the information, all the data that's generated by humanity is stored in the cloud, and everybody there's 7 billion people that want it to be in their pocket right now, instantaneously. The only way you could store it in your pocket is flash memory, NAND flash today. The only way you can access it, Facebook just announced that this month they had 1 billion hits in one day. So 1 billion people that call and say, send me these 7 photographs and all those videos. The only way you can do this is through IOPS. And the kind of IOPS that you can get with NAND flash, no disk drive can do. So disk drives are very, very much an endangered species. And DRAM is next. So we're almost at a crossover market size with DRAM, and I think in the next 5 years you're going to see some breakthroughs in architecture of NAND flash, mostly in 3D NAND flash, and innovations in NAND flash. But I really don't want to sound arrogant about it, and because invention is just so unpredictable, and innovation, there's some kid somewhere that's laughing right now at what I just said, and I wish him luck. I wish him success, actually, because that's really, that's great for humanity. But the barriers are very, very high, because you have got to do, out the chute, you've got to do 2 to 5 to 10 times better than what NAND is going to do by the time you're there. And the massive amount of production capacity, installed production capacity for 2D and 3D NAND will take a long time for any new kid on the block that has what it takes in terms of lower cost, 2 to 5 times lower cost than what NAND is going to do. And remember, these farms that exist today are highly depreciated, the barrier for a new entrant with a brand new technology is very, very high, very high.